Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to professionally deep clean seats. Our test mule today is these, which are one, very rare, and two, they have multiple types of material. We have some nice short pile fabric in the middle, which is actually really easy to clean, but on the outside we have everyone's favorite scary material on the inside of the car, which is Alcantara. And before I start cleaning these seats and showing you how to do it, I'm going to assess some myths about Alcantara. Okay, the first one is it is not suede. Okay, suede is the backside of leather or the fat particles, but it is a type of leather skin. That is not what this is. Suede is very fragile, and they wouldn't put it here because it would wear way too quickly, especially on a seat which is going to be around for 10, 15, 20 years or even plus with these. Alcantara is actually a microfiber. It is actually quite a cheap microfiber. I know it's in a lot of premium cars, you know, and it's a very premium feeling material. It's no more expensive than this. Actually, it's probably cheaper. Those are the myths about Alcantara, and actually cleaning it means we don't have to treat it any differently to this. We have to be a little bit more careful with agitation because it can bleed some fibers because it's cheap. So we have to be a little bit careful not scrubbing too hard, but we don't really need to be worried about what cleaner we're using or anything like that. I know the internet says differently, but it's not the case. This is actually a really easy to clean material. A lot of the times on Alcantara, people mistake dirty Alcantara for wear. Because they're such microfibers, because it's such a nice tight pile, when the dirt gets stuck on it, and we have a few examples of that on this seat, the fibers stick together and it looks like it's worn. But it is just that, it's just the dirt sticking the fibers together, which clumps them together, and it looks ugly. You have a bit of a shiny patch, and that's a lot of dirt. Once you clean it, you should release the fibers, and then you should get that nice effect. The easy way to tell is just with your finger, just move it side to side like that on the pile, and you know, if you can move the pile like I can there, then the fibers are free. If they're stuck down like they are here, you cannot move the fibers, which shows that it's dirty. So that's Alcantara. Right, that's enough of me chatting. Let's get into the cleaning. Okay, so I've let the seat down to make it easier for me, and to do the cleaning, I'm going to be using our amazing multi-star, which, if you see our other videos, this has many uses. Just dilute it for pretty much any cleaning job you need to do. And in this case, I'm going to be using it to clean both types of fabric on here. The short pile fabric in the middle and the Alcantara on the outside. I've diluted it 1 to 20, which is perfectly safe for Alcantara because it's not suede. It's a microfiber. Again, I'm going to spray the cleaner onto the seat and onto the Alcantara, and then I just have clean water in the extraction machine to make sure I get all of the cleaner out of the seat, because if I leave any cleaner in there, it will hold onto dirt and odors, meaning the seats will get dirty faster than they normally do. So it's important to make sure you rinse all the cleaner out. So I'm going to take a multi-star and I'm going to spray all the way through. These seats are lovely and brown, especially in the middle. So now I'm going to agitate the cleaner. For the center bit, I'm going to use our upholstery and leather brush. This has a nice bristles, which are fine, absolutely fine for this fabric. It's very tough fabric. The Alcantara, I can use this brush as long as I'm gentle. I don't apply too much force. I can just let the brush work through the fibers. But to be honest, we have a better solution, which is our interior sponge duo. And this has nylon fibers on one side, which is very tight fibers, and actually it's very similar, you know, in the way it feels and stuff to the Alcantara. Actually, these tight fibers will get right into the fibers of the Alcantara, giving me a much more deeper clean, but also being much more gentle on the fragile, cheap material. So let's get going. Okay, there we go. I've agitated in the multi-star, and you can see there's some nice brown dirt coming off that already. This interior sponge duo actually you can use for the normal fabric as well. It really gets into the fibers of that as well. So it really is a fantastic all-round tool. You can see the oranging, hopefully. It's disgusting. Anyway, now I've put that in there, I'm going to leave multi-star a minute or two just to do its job, do a bit more cleaning, and then I'm going to extract with the machine. I'll be right back. Okay, I've left the multi-star to do its thing for a minute or two. I'm now going to extract. I have a Karcher wet vac machine here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray water on, and then I'm going to pull it back through using the machine with the suction, and I need to make sure I get all of the cleaner out of it. I can wet vac the Alcantara because, as I've explained, it is just a fabric. It is not suede. Probably the fourth time I've said that, but it is not suede. So, as I said, it's really important that I get all of the cleaner out, so I'm going to be putting quite a bit of water through, but this machine's really high suction, so there's not going to be much left in it, and leaving the fabric dry, especially the Alcantara. The machine is quite noisy, so I'm going to stop talking and turn that on, and we're going to see what kind of gunk comes out of this seat. Okay, there we go. That's all of the multi-star extracted from the base. The color is much more vibrant. The center's not browny yellowy anymore. It's got a nice color. And the Alcantara is now looking nice and, you know, supple, uniform color. We've got rid of that, what looked like wear. You can see now that I can move the pile. So it's so much better. It's still wet at the moment, so when it dries, it'll be even better. My advice is when it dries out, just give it a hoover, especially Alcantara, and you can give it a quick light brush just to help release any fibers that might be stuck together, and then that will look really, really sharp. If you have any stains on the fabric or the Alcantara, we have our Prepare, which is a solvent. This is great for stain remover, even on Alcantara. So if you have any problem stains, we didn't have any on these seats, use this to remove them. So the base looks fantastic, the top doesn't. So now off of camera, that's my job to finish the rest of the seat. So I'm gonna leave it there, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and check out our other videos because we have loads of them. And I'll see you there.